Yelakasla, greetings. My name's Tom Seawood, and I'd like to welcome you to Sasquatch Island, my YouTube channel. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and also that little bell so that you can be notified when I put up videos like this. But today you'll see a lot of my native art that I have up here, and you see these cedar bark baskets. So that's what the subject is today, is Sasquatches and baskets and sacks. A lot of people ask me what's the relationship with the basket or the sack, and the best way is the Kwakwaka'wakw tribe I belong to. We have the legend about Jonacha, which is our Sasquatch, and how she's always watching children, and when children misbehave and they act up and they're lazy, they talk back, they pull temper tantrums, they steal, break things, and just because they want to get attention, well, that's when the Jonacha watches them. And she knows that at nighttime when that child goes to sleep, she can go and reach out with a big hairy arm and grab that bad child and tear them out from where they're sleeping. And she rubs spruce sap into their eye sockets. It's the sap from a spruce tree in the Pacific Northwest. And it's very sticky, and their eyes get stuck closed and they can't open them. They're blind. And then she shoves them, like this picture here, into a basket on her back or into a sack, as some family stories talk about. So according to our stories and legends, everything's made out of this bark. This is red cedar bark, and right now we're sitting at solstice, June 21st, 2020. This is the prime time of the year to go out and harvest cedar. So as you see with these baskets, that's from the tree where I've gone up and I've cut a horizontal line at the bottom about that wide, and I go up and I cut another horizontal line about 4 feet up, and I cut right through to the wood, and then I grab my knife and I run it down the sides, so I have this big rectangle of bark, and at the bottom I peel it and I run my finger up the tree, and I always make sure that you thank the tree and that it's allowing you to borrow the bark off it. As long as you only take 1/3 of the diameter of that tree's bark, it'll live, it won't die. So you're just borrowing the bark, and when you peel it, you take off that rectangle, and there's a special fold I do at the bottom, and I end up with a basket like this one. And there's the inside, and you can see the outside husk and the inner bark, like this stuff here. This has all been dehusked, meaning that all that outside husk has been taken off with a knife. And then there's the special fold at the bottom. And if you do it properly, it will stand up. This one was earlier. There, it stands up like that. So the reason why I have so many sizes, a little one here, another small one, a little bigger one, and then I have others that are about that big to this big, and of course the big ones, and these ones right here. And the reason why I'm doing that is because these things here, these are big bowls carved out by an artist by the name of Bill Lucier. And when you pound it, doesn't that sound like a tree knock? So anyway, I'm going to paint on these big drums, like it's looking down. You see the bend? It's going to be a Jonacha face, and its hands holding onto the straps of a basket, and then on the back of it I'm going to put the basket, well actually let's use this one. I'm going to put the basket with the little baby Jonacha, and then when you want on your patio you can knock it and hopefully get a knock back. So that's my idea in art with what I'm going to be doing with the things I have. So this picture here of a male Jonacha with a sack filled of bad children, that one, when we hear the stories about it, sacks, like a potato sack, were generally made out of what they call spruce root fiber, and it's from the roots of the big, huge spruce trees. I've never personally woven a spruce basket or a bag, but the red cedar I have, and that's what that's representing, either spruce fiber or maybe cedar bark fiber to make that sack with the Sasquatch puts its bad children in. And then of course this basket here, when Peggy goes out, I made her this one last year. And when we go to conferences and put on stage performances where I talk in full native regalia attire, and Peggy comes out with our native regalia, our masks and regalia worn, and she postures like the Jonahua, whoop, whoop, whoop. She represents rubbing her eyes because she's sleepy, and then she goes like that, which represents putting the bad children in the basket. So, as I was stating, it's June 21st, 2020. This is the time to harvest cedar bark. And in a couple days, I'll be going out again with one of my tribe friends from down here in Washington State. And by the sounds of it, I have to go back to Canada for commercial salmon fishing and get the boat ready and head out to sea and start fishing, hopefully, if all goes well. But in the next couple of weeks, hopefully I can extend it to 3 weeks, I'm going to be harvesting red cedar bark for more baskets. And if you are interested and you want to order a basket like that or a bigger one, and you want to put one of your Sasquatch stuffies in it, by all means, go right ahead, give me a call. These little ones right here, I'm actually going to carve a little wooden Sasquatch baby inside, and they're to hang off your rear view mirror when you're out Sasquatch investigating in your vehicles. So it's just something I'm playing around with, and as you can see, I'm an artist. This one here I just finished yesterday, and it's a tree peaking Sasquatch, and you can see the silver and the green leaves. Those represent the alder tree that we have in the Pacific Northwest. But the pupil of the Sasquatch is a reflection of a female hiker going for a hike, because as we know, that's what Sasquatch does. And on the other side of the bowl is a running Sasquatch with a piece of alder stick that it's probably going to do some tree knocking with, I guess. But these are bowls. This one here is made out of madrona, otherwise known as arbutus in British Columbia, Canada. But I have 100 bowls roughly in my studio in the next room. Some of these, like that one I showed you, I got some that are 7 feet tall, these logs that you can make into tree knockers with the Junachwa or a Bakwus design. You could even call me and maybe I can put a raven on there or an owl, anything you like. But it's a nice drum that you can have. So there's just some of my art. Here's, of course, frame 352, Patty, but done in the Kwakwakiwak style. Of course, female Chonakwa with her basket, putting the bad boy in the basket and chasing that bad girl. And, of course, the male Chonakwa. So just remember about fibers and baskets. And one of the tribes here in Washington State up by the Canadian border, I saw on YouTube, if you type, I think it's called Basket Lady or Basket Lady Dance, but you'll see their tribal interpretation of the Sasquatch with the basket on its back, and she actually has a spear. It's pretty neat. So when you go to our ceremonies known as potlatch, when a chief hosts it, now you got to remember 16 tribes of the Kwakwakiwak and Lechota Nation that I come from. Well, within each of those tribes there's a multitude of families, and of course every family clan has a chief. Well, when that family's chieftain hosts a potlatch, you will see their Jonakwas being danced on the floor. And it's not up to me, nor am I allowed to tell about their legends and their stories. That's their property. But hopefully, one will be able to go to potlatches throughout their life and be able to see some of these dances. Thankfully now a lot of families are sharing it on YouTube and other social media. And of course, for you, the avid Sasquatch enthusiast or investigator or someone who puts on a conference or does television shows, get a hold of SasquatchIsland.com. Peggy and I are always available to take a plane with our regalia and go perform for you on those stages or in the hopefully the redwood forest of California, something on my bucket list I'd like to see, and we can bring the regalia down there. But that's what Sasquatch Island is. It's sharing the First Nations and North American Indians' perspectives with the families and tribes that allow it. And I'm working with numerous tribes and people from different families because we want the Sasquatch to always be protected and respected. We don't want people to go out there and shoot them. We don't want companies to go out and eradicate the forest for timber and pulp or other things. Do it, but do it respectfully. Because not only is the environment the Sasquatch's, it's also ours. And we must be like the Sasquatch, be more in tune with nature, because we've forgotten that in days past. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little videotape. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button. Slap it like a Sasquatch slaps a tree. And don't forget that. Slap that bell sign, because I want you to be able to have notifications when I do another video cast, because I'm getting feedback that everyone likes these video casts, so I'll be doing more and more. I know we're in my garage right now, but as I said, I'm going to be going north, going on a fishing boat. And when I do, the tripod, the knockoff GoPro that I have, that's going to come with me. And I'm going to be doing video casts from all over different parts of British Columbia's coast. And who knows, maybe I'll jump in a vehicle with someone and go inland and talk to some of the tribes and do some investigating. But remember, in saying that, it's up to you to invite me. So give me a jingle. I may be in Prince Rupert, I may be in Bella Bella, I may be in Vancouver, or all the ports of Vancouver Island. So keep in touch with me, and don't forget, chatter chatter like a Sasquatch. Get word out that Sasquatch Island exists, SasquatchIsland.com, Sasquatch Island, the YouTube channel, and of course on Facebook, the group, Sasquatch Island. I thank you very much. As I always say to everyone, when you're out there investigating and out in the bush world, be safe, watch yourself, and be very cautious not to hurt yourself. And also, always enjoy yourself while you're out there, and hopefully you have your camera on the ready, because we need to get some more better conclusive proof about the existence of Sasquatch. I thank you very much in the language of my people. Halakulisla. Go in peace.